Nope.
On Today on Denim and Pearls, are you insane? With your hosts, Michelle Ross and Brian Swanson.
Wow. There's an intro for you.
Welcome to the porch. My name is Michelle Ross, and this is my friend
Brian Swanson. How you guys doing today?
And this is Denim and Pearls, the podcast.
And I'm trying to figure out how to share this crazy thing again. One of these days we will get this down where we have a producer and an organizer and somebody that can turn around and share all these things all at the same time. We've got the programming for it. Oh, I found it. Now I can share it.
Oh, it won't let me share it.
It won't let you share it. I guess we're going to have to share later on.
Yeah.
So there we go. So anyhow, hi guys. we put a topic out there today. It was, are you insane? What we really and truly meant by that is, are you doing the same things over and over again? What are you being? What do you look like in the public's eye when it comes to your business? Where are you at? How are you presenting yourself? There's a variety of topics here, so we may not stick on just being crazy and insane, but we will cover a whole lot of different things. So are you done yet? She's still trying to figure out how to share this crazy thing. So now she's making me make stuff up. Anyway, we are business casual with with pearls of wisdom. Yes. And as you can see, pearls over here, those kind of things. So we wanted to kind of start the topic off today with Einstein doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. I think we've all heard that. It's called Einstein's theory of insanity. All those other kind of stuff. So we want to cover normal perceptions. What are perceptions? What's behavioral type stuff? And we're really in a thing now where politically, not necessarily politically, but medically speaking, our society is in the idea of wearing masks. And one of the things we wanted to do is on the perception. If we're not going to take a side either way, I don't think, on whether you should wear one or shouldn't wear one. We don't wear one here on the porch because, well, first of all, we're friends, and second of all, we're usually pretty well far apart as it goes.
Well, it was kind of crazy because we've been together since the whole COVID thing hit. So if he's got it, then I already have it, and we didn't show any signs. So we figured we're pretty safe because, if anything, we've exposed each other. But he's been working on his yard the entire time, and
it takes a village.
Yeah, we've both been pretty isolated, so we figured, we're pretty safe.
So, but the thing on the mask, it just came down that the governor said that we've got to wear masks.
The governor in Colorado.
Colorado. I think it was like 26 other states also, but it's basically mandated. If you go into a store, you need to wear a mask. You need to maintain your 6 feet and such. But where we want to cover this on, are you insane in your perspective or the perception that you're seeing? Thanks, Mike.
I actually could see that.
Where we want to look at this is if you're running around with your shirt on that has got a logo on it and such.
Yeah, and that's what actually brought this whole "are you insane" thing up. Is if you have your logo on your shirt and you see somebody who isn't obeying the law, what do you do?
We yell and scream at them and tell them they need to put the stuff on because they're not protecting any of us.
Yeah, you could do that. But what I was talking with Brian about is, if you're wearing your logo and you, like we say, you are your brand, hold your breath. Don't say it.
Yeah, count to 10.
Count to 10 and step away. Here's the thing. They may not have a mask, but it's their prerogative. And if they want to do it, let them do it. Stay 6 feet apart from them, 4 to 6 feet apart. You don't know what they've been in contact with. So instead of ruining your brand and ruining your business and potentially causing some crazy things in America, people have been pulling guns out on people for telling them to wear a mask or less, So be safe and be true to yourself and your brand. Yes, if they're doing something against what you don't believe is good, just step away.
Right.
And the reason I said that is, for those of you who watch me or listen to me often, I say this quote from Byron Katie. There are 3 types of business in this world. There's your business, the other person's business, and God or the universe's business. If someone is doing something that you do not care for, that's their business.
Mm-hmm.
You control your attitude and how you deal with it. So if it's the best thing to do for you, step away.
Somebody was like, wait a minute. Anyway, sorry about that. A little distracted.
Yeah.
Yeah, stepping away. First of all, you're going to stop a confrontation.
Yeah.
You know, that's the other thing. You know, we still want to do unto others and all those other kind of things about being nice to our fellow man and those kind of, you know, that stuff.
Well, and
yeah,
you've got to think. It's just like social media. When people try to force their opinion on someone else on social media, does it work? No, it just makes people upset and nothing gets done. That's a
Right.
one-on-one, personal, quiet kind of conversation. So keep in mind where you are.
Well, I mean, if you're also wearing your shirt or what have you, have some kind of branding on, we always talk about your Google reviews. You know, everybody talks about their Google reviews and how it's going to be bad for you if you've got a bad review or something. Well, if you've got your brand on and you really torque that person off that is against what you're talking about,
They can ruin you.
they can just walk out there and a few little clicks of a computer and they're done. You're done. You know, you could be done because you're going to lose the business of all the people who may agree with that.
Well, I say the same thing. And then let's move off of this into what I'm really going for. Communication. Communication is very largely your body language. Your body language is everything you do that isn't speaking. So it's your car, it's driving down the street, it's how you behave in public, it's your clothing, it's the surroundings behind you, it's everything you do that defines you without you speaking. That's body language. So about 80-something%, I want to say like 8, well, for easy numbers, since I don't like to use math right now.
You know, 80% of all statistics are made up, right?
Okay, well then 80% of communication is body language. And so you have to keep that in mind.
It is, because I think when somebody was telling me one time, when you sit in a show and see somebody present a speaker, an inspirational speaker or whatever, you only retain upwards of like 23% of what they say.
But you remember how you feel.
But you remember how you feel. You remember the emotions that they put into their speech, or maybe that one thing that's tied to that emotion. So it's going to be the same thing with this. You know, how are you perceived with your business on the streets?
Well, and then think about this. How often have you purchased something from an individual, not because it was the product, just because they treated you well? Mm-hmm. I mean, I've done that often well, not often, but when I bought cars, I would go through a car dealer, and the one who, you know, you talk to certain people, different people, and I do, no, I'm not interested, I'm just looking. No, I'm not interested, I'm just looking. And then you meet somebody, I like that person. I am looking at that car. It's because you are connecting to the person, to their body language. It's them.
Right.
It's not the product.
Well, when a car guy sells you a car, you know their first objective is to get you in the car, to see how you feel, whether you're comfortable or not comfortable, whether you can reach the buttons or the pedals.
It's body language.
That was a short joke.
He was a short joke on me because I told him about my old 74 Malibu Classic that I had. What about
the pedals?
On the brake and the brake and the gas pedal, I had the laws, the rules.
The rules?
The rules of blah blah blah.
Oh, yeah.
The book.
The one for
holding meetings.
For holding meetings. Whose rule of order?
Robert's Rules of Order. I had 2 books. I had Robert's Rules of Order on my gas pedal, and I had one on my brake, and then I had a pillow on my back of my chair so I could reach the pedals. That is why he said when you buy a car, they have you go in and see if you can fit. So that was a big sidetrack. Stop looking at me. You're going to spin in my direction.
So go this way. So what were we at? Where were we at? We did create this to be a little bit of a talk from the porch, because this is the way our conversations really go.
It is. Oh, wait. Did you see what we did? Ryan's daughter made us these cozies with jeans, and then I have a white cup. So it's denim and pearl. Isn't that cool? I thought that was cool.
We may, if they work well enough, we may take and put them online. You never know. You never know what we're going to do. Did you see our new sign?
You know why we did that?
Why?
Because in our last episode, there was something on the seal here. And if you can tell us what it is, we'll send you a cozy.
And while we're on this marketing thing, check out our YouTube channel. our Facebook channel. You just never know what you're gonna find.
That's my thing. I was watching the replay and went, Brian, what is that? So if you can find it and you can tell us what it is.
It was in the last episode, and it's pretty obvious it's there, but can you tell what it is?
If you can tell us what it is, we'll send you a cozy. And we say that because we still have to get more made if we ever do anything with it. And we're sending out a prize to the person who liked the page that was number 250. And just
that was?
Nathan Cook.
Nathan!
Actually, it was his wife, Willow Cook, who hit 250. So we will be sending him a cozy, and I think number 500 subscribe will also get a cozy. So if you know people, bring them onto our page, have them like our YouTube page, because as we grow, you never know what we're going to do. We're a little spontaneous.
Yeah, just slightly. Do you need coffee in a cup? Not right now. I'm actually doing the water thing.
Oh, I was like, coffee?
So,
I saw the price tag on the bottom of mine.
so anyhow, another topic we were talking about, now that we got all the marketing out of the way, another topic we were talking about was consistency.
Consistency.
What did you mean by, I mean, this was kind of your idea on the consistency side. What do you mean by that? Because one of the words that I hate in my life is repetition.
Well, if you ever watch my TED Talk,
oh,
I had another plug in there.
Oh.
One of the things I said was the differences between a rut and the grave are the dimensions. It's a quote by Ellen Glasgow. And the reason I say that is so often we get so stuck in doing the exact same thing all the time, and we're always doing the same thing. We're wondering why in the heck we aren't doing anything better. Why isn't our life getting better? It's because you're building the dimensions of your own grave. In order to move from where you are, you must step out of your consistency and move into a new pattern. And if that's not working, you must step out again and move again. That's that whole Einstein's rule of insanity. It's, what are you doing if you keep repeating the exact same thing, hoping for a different outcome? That's insanity.
Does that play along with stepping out of your comfort zone?
That's exactly what it does. That's exactly what it does. You must step out of your comfort zone to get to something you've never had. See, you've got to think about that. In your comfort zone, it's comforting because you know it. Got it? When you want something outside, something more, bigger, better, faster, whatever it is on the outside of you, and you say, I can only imagine what that would be like. In order to get from where you're comfortable to what you want outside of what you're used to, you must step outside of your comfort zone.
So there is no box.
No.
We must get out of the box.
You create your own box.
But once you're outside of the box and you create your own box, isn't that a box?
Yes.
Which is why we got to step out again and be our own.
Yay, Anne. Thank you for letting us know that the closed captioning is working.
Yay.
Because I didn't know if it was working or not. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, there is no box. The box is a perception that you've created in your own mind. And so when someone says, think out of the box, think out of the box. You're naturally born that way. As humans, we aren't born. And as the doctor pulls us out, someone says, here's the manual for being a human. No. We have to invent it on our own. That's why kids are always putting things in their mouths and testing and touching, because we learn by doing, not by watching. I mean, I don't know if they ever did such an evil experiment, but you put one baby in a pen and never let them out, and then you let the other one move around. Which one's going to grow faster? The one that moves around will, because they'll learn their environment faster.
I can't say I ever heard that one. That's a new one on me. I was going to take it a little more direction to find out if you are comfortable. As you all heard at the very beginning of this, I'm actually a finance guy in one of our first podcasts. I'm a finance guy. And one of the things that I've really noticed that's interesting is think about your savings account. Is your savings account sitting at, say, $10,000?
Yeah.
If your savings account is sitting at $10,000, you have to think about how long has it been sitting there like that? Then you also have to think, okay, what happened when I got that windfall? I won the lottery, or somebody gave me X amount of dollars and my account value went up to, say, 20,000. How fast did it come back down to 10? Pretty quick, because you find a reason to do this, this, and this, and then your comfort zone is at $10,000. So the same goes with just the opposite. If you had an incident come up, an emergency kind of thing, had to fix the car or whatever, your value will roll down, or your balance will roll down to about $5,000, let's say. And the next thing you know, something comes in or whatever, and you're back up to that 10,000. But that's where your brain is at. That's where your comfort zone is at. So if you want to increase your cash flow, you also have to increase your thinking. So if you wanted $10,000, that's great. If you're only sitting at 100, move your cash values where you need to. But if for instance, I use 10,000, if you want that account to be at 100,000, not only do you have to figure out how your business is going to get you there, but you also have to create your new comfort zone in order to keep it there. So consistency in what you're doing, comfort zone in what you have, and always moving that comfort zone bigger and bigger the more that you want to succeed.
Yeah, you must. I mean, that's why mindset has become such a big thing, because what people realize, and so you have a price tag on yours too. We're really bad.
Where's the price tag? Oh,
there's a big old price tag.
Check that out. Hey.
So anyways, but that's why mindset became so popular, is because what people realized is it doesn't matter how much money you make. If your mindset is stuck at a number that's much lower of what you believe in, that's where it always falls. You've heard of the people who win the lottery, and they're like, oh my goodness, I was homeless on the street, and then I won this, $50 million jackpot. And within 2 months, they're back on the street. Mm-hmm. It's the mindset. And that's why consistency is great when it's working for you, consistently growing, okay? But when it's not working anymore, you have to step out of that zone and create a whole new path.
Right. Well, there's actually somebody online with us here too, that he paid his house off in I don't know what it was, probably 5 years or 10 years or something like that, because he had a mission. He had a goal. He knew that he was going to pay it off in a certain amount of time so that he could work through retirement and do those kind of things. And sometimes, not many people pay off their house. So that's amazing.
Yeah. Kudos on you.
So that's setting things up and planning for the future, but still resetting your goals, whatever. I don't know what his new goals were after, paying off the house. I don't know if it was a jacuzzi in the backyard or what.
Jacuzzi's easy after paying off your house. Dang.
So, but yeah, I mean, he fessed up to who it is over here. 17 years and retired at age 56.
Good job, Mike.
Yeah, Mike's amazing. He's crazy. We've got other names for him in that because we were military together.
Oh, that's why he's harassing you on the side. So much so that he distracted you. Oh, but yes, you have to up your game. So if you want more, you have to do more. Right. You cannot do the exact same thing and expect miraculously that things were going to shift. And like we said with the whole COVID thing, a lot of us had to shift our entire business structure. If you've noticed on my page, for those of you who are watching, I've been doing a lot of videos. I'm doing a lot of recordings because I'm prepping for the fact that I will never, in my mind, I don't think it's going to happen, but in my mind, I'm prepping that if this ever happened again, and I'm locked down again, instead of sitting on the porch with Brian, I'm still making money on the outside, still teaching without having to be in anything.
While you're sitting on the porch with Brian.
While I'm sitting on the porch with Brian. Yes, that's what I meant. I was wondering what that look was for. It's like, what? You're going to abandon me on the porch?
Not instead of, but in addition to. So it's a matter of your money making your money while you're
sleeping.
Yes. Yeah. It never calls in sick. Money never gets COVID.
Yeah, and so that's the important thing about it is have a plan for disasters. Remember we talked about that whole SWAT, and he calls it SWAT. But strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. Think of all your strengths. Think of all your weaknesses. Think of all your opportunities, and think of all the threats to your business, and have that on some vision board where you can track where things become from opportunity to a threat, or when threats become opportunities. Find out where your weaknesses are. As an examiner, I used to be an examiner for quality. I was one of those QA people.
Quality assurance?
Yeah, for the military, so don't shoot me. So anyways.
A little drastic there, don't you think?
Well, I remember people doing, oh my gosh, the quality people are here again. What it is to find out where in your system, in your business, in your life, it works for your life too. Do you have a bottleneck that may break?
Right.
The entire system. That's why SWOTs are so important. If you don't know what a SWOT is, reach out to me and we can do it, or you can Google it and find out what a SWOT is and do it on your own.
Or just listen to the last 3 episodes.
Yeah, I say it all the
She
time.
says it every episode.
Well, because it's so important. And right now, there's so many people who are looking at what's happening in our world as a threat to their business, when actually there are many opportunities that are opening. I've had clients where I've helped them shift their business, and within 2 weeks, they're following their money, everything has expanded so fast. And they're like, why? I've been doing this and it's not been working. It wasn't working because it wasn't the time. Now you've got people who are sitting at home wondering, what in the world am I going to do with my life? Or how am I going to make money on the side? So people are looking for options. People are looking for alternatives. People are looking for what if then.
Right.
Now is the time to be really, really active in whatever your business is.
Right. And I was going to ask, one of the things you brought up was a vision board. A lot of people don't know what a vision board is.
Oh.
So since she did all the talking a second ago,
yeah,
I'll
you do
this one. I'll do this one. Vision board. It basically, if you go down to like the dollar store and you pick up one of those big boards that are, what is it? No, I wouldn't even do a dry
you're
erase.
doing like a cord board?
The cord board. Cork board. You do a cork board, and then you get some magazines, and you go out and you find out what your visions are. Do you want that big boat? Cut it out. Stick it to your board. Do you want a big healthy family? Take that picture of your family and stick it up there. What is your vision? And when you get done going through this thing and finding out what you want on this board, you're going to see things from a different perspective. Maybe you're going to realize you haven't put as much, I hate to say this, but it happens, how much time you have put with your family. Maybe you need to readjust that. As you're building this vision, there's things that will adjust in your brain just automatically, and there's nothing you can do to control it. It's just, if you put it up there, boom, it's there. And then you can keep that board off to the side as a reminder. And every once in a while, some people do it like every year. They do once a year, they'll do a vision board, because the old vision board has changed. So now the new vision, based on income, based on savings, based on, time that you've spent where, based on new customers and different things like that, it's always going to change. So once a year, you take a look back. I hate always saying the first of the year, because everybody does everything on the first of the year.
And I believe
3 weeks later,
I believe
it's done.
in quarterly vision boards.
Quarterly? Oh, see, that would drive me crazy. I get tired of cutting.
Well, because not the entire plan's going to change. So it's like, okay, this is what I want, big picture. Okay, this is what I want. Oh, wait, it shifted. Or in my case, I already got that. I got it much faster than a year. So now I need to up my game. I tell that often, that, when I was told I had 3 months to live with my breast cancer, I got really creative really fast and I moved in high gear. Well, I accomplished a lot of the things I thought I was going to do in my lifetime.
Well, that will put a fire under your chair, though.
Heck yeah, it did. And so that's the thing, is so although you put it on your vision board, if it comes faster, allow it to come faster, and then just shift your vision board to what's next.
Right.
Think bigger.
Right. So another question that was brought up earlier in the thread was about overcoming that fear to step out of your box. I think you could probably relate this when it comes to speaking on stage, because one of the, they say the biggest fear anybody has is speaking in front of the public.
It's number one.
Is number one.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have a problem with it. It doesn't scare me. I love crowds of 500 or 1,000 or whatever. So if you want us to come, no.
Not yet.
Not yet. We're not quite ready for that yet. But when it comes to speaking on stage, how do you get somebody to overcome their fear of just speaking on stage, which is similar in this case, in this conversation, to getting out of their box or out of their comfort zone? How do you convince them of that?
Well, I don't convince them.
You don't?
They have to convince themselves. But what I talk about is everything you want in life is on the other side of your fear. And the reason I say that is your fear is really not fear of the unknown. It's the fear of what you think of the unknown. And what came out in a lot of the conversations I've had with clients is the fear isn't of failing. The fear is of succeeding. What if I really do get everything I want? You know that Willy Wonka quote? Do you know
Which one?
Wonka? What
The
happened?
glass ceiling?
No, the one that happens.
I see him going up through the
No,
chute.
the one that had what did the man who got everything he wished for? That one?
I don't recall.
Well, anyways, a lot of our fears are based on, what if I do get what I want? Will I not be happy with it? And it petrifies us. It petrifies people. And
so not only the fear of failing, but the fear of success.
The fear of success is bigger than the fear of failure. And like we said earlier in the past podcast, there is no failure if you're learning. Okay. So the bigger fear is, what if I do get what I want? Oh my gosh, then what am I going to do?
I can have a boat in the driveway.
Yeah, what if I get this boat in my driveway and I'm still not happy? And then what am I going to do? And see, people build this fear and they build the fear of the unknown around it. And they do, wait a minute, what if I get everything I want and I'm still unhappy? Then what am I going to do? And so it freezes them. Don't be afraid of what you're afraid of. Walk through it.
So all I can think of the old country song, when you're going through hell, keep on going.
Oh, David writes, fear, false evidence appearing real. Yeah, because your mind is amazing. Your mind can make anything seem so real that you don't even realize it's all in your head. Ask my husband. There are times when I wake up from a dream and I'm angry at him. How many men out there, can you please say, raise your hand, that do you have a woman or a significant other in your life that wakes up and is ticked off at you? And you're like, what did I do? And they say, in my dream, you cheated on me. Or in my dream, you did this. Your mind is so amazing that it feels so real that you can bring it into the real world and still hold that fear or that anger. Your mind is an amazing thing. So if you can change your mindset, you can change your world. If you can change your mindset, you can change your perception of the world.
Well, the other side,
how I shifted to perception already.
Yes.
Okay.
That was good. Yeah, and your mind too is, they say that it can heal, the body can heal itself if you let your mind do it.
Thank you, Nicholas.
You can heal parts of your body, and if your brain can heal your body, imagine what it is like just to overcome a little bit of a fear. I mean, that's cakewalk in the park.
Why do you think I'm so dang happy?
Always.
I am so happy because when I controlled my mind, when I learned how to control my mind, I went to a lot of masters and a lot of courses and a lot of yoga and a lot of I will not think negative thoughts about myself. So I did a lot of that, and it works. And the doctors have told me, I've had 7 surgeries in 3 years, 7 major surgeries in 3 years. And after each surgery, within like 3 hours, the doctors are like, how are you not swollen? All of your scars have healed.
Do you have a halo in your back?
Heal your mind and the rest will follow. It's the power of positive thinking. Granted, it didn't get my cancer. They had to cut things off of me to get the cancer out of me. But the healing of the body, if you think of it, do an experiment the next time you get sick. If you have a sore throat, if you have a cold, if you have a sniffle, any kind of sickness that you may get that's kind of like allergy-wise, and focus on the pain. Oh my gosh, my nose hurts. And start focusing on just the pain of that. You will get more sick. I can guarantee you. That's why when women get sick, we just keep moving and we get over it faster. You can't even tell, oh yeah, I've had a migraine for 3 days, but I keep going. And then a man gets sick. I'm waiting for someone to start screaming at me. And a man gets sick and the world is ending.
That's where I get a little bell.
Yeah, well, I'm going to do the violin, because that's what happens is you focus on a pain and it'll get bigger.
Well, in defense of us gentlemen, in defense of that, when we get sick, we only get sick once a year. So when we get sick, we really get sick.
You're not used to it. See, women get sick once a month,
right,
several times a month.
So see, you're used to it.
We're so used to pain. We're like, oh, forget that. Let's just keep going.
So when a dude falls down, it's 10 times worse because we're making up for the rest of the year.
So basically, are you telling me I need to kick you more often?
Ouch.
Okay, so you can get used to the pain. Yeah, so you have to get off of that focusing on what's wrong in your world. Okay, that's really where I was going on. The whole perception thing. If your perception is focused on what is wrong, you will see more wrong. Right. If your perception shifts to what's right, so let's say that whole scenario of when you get sick, focus on what hurts. Do the opposite. Focus on what works well. Man, I've got good muscles in my legs. Oh, I feel really good. I've got, I've got pep. Focus on the good that's happening around you, and you will see more good. It happens in everything. Unlike science, where opposites attract, in the world, your mind attracts what you want. So if you want more positive, think positive. If you want more negative, think negative. You get what you ask for. The
So
world
if
is
I
a
think
genie.
I'm skinny,
If you think you are skinny and truly believe you are thin, I don't like the word skinny.
Oh.
If you truly believe you are thin, you would make better choices, and eventually you would become more thin.
I was hoping you'd say thinner.
Nope, not going to do that. I'm not going to reference Stephen King or anything. But that's how we talk. He gets all my references. I get all of his references. It's really weird.
Yeah, it's creepy.
But
Sometimes.
but it's all.
And if you enjoy
perception.
them too, you can always check out Diamond and Pearls. We need to do the marketing thing again.
Diamond and Pearls.
Or Diamond and Pearls. Denim and Pearls. I messed that one up. Good thing this is live.
Denim and Pearls. We need someone to make us a song.
Yeah. Any artists out there that can write a song for us? We'll have to see. But yeah, check out our Facebook page. Check out our YouTube page.
Yeah, start liking our YouTube page. We need the numbers so we can change it
Yes.
and make the name Denim and Pearls for real.
Yes. So,
Yeah, this is all on the fly. We came on a Facebook Live he came on a Facebook Live with me one day, and then people were like, "Wow, you guys are funny. You should do a show together." And so we started getting messages, and that's why Denim and Pearls showed up, because apparently I like denim and he loves to wear pearls.
I did have one earring in the other day. Might have to show that as a weird thing.
No, don't.
No,
That's too
probably
big.
not.
That's too big.
Yeah.
But no, perspective of what's going on is a huge thing. Your perspective, like we said earlier from Byron Katie, 3 different types of business and controls in the world. There's yours, the other person's, God's, and the universe's. Same with the perception. You cannot shift anyone else's perception. They must shift their own. Even as a speaker, I call myself an inspirational speaker. You know why I don't call myself a motivational speaker?
Why?
I can inspire you all I want, but I can't motivate you every day.
Nope.
Motivation comes from inside. Perception comes from inside. I was on a podcast the other day with the Hyper Conscious
Yes.
podcast.
Those guys are cool, by the way.
They're pretty awesome.
Small plug out for those guys.
Yeah, Hyper Conscious. You got to look them up. But I was on their podcast, and we talked about love, about self-love, about the importance of that. And I told them it's all about perception. If you love yourself, you will draw more people to love you. If you don't love yourself, people will want to come near you and do something's wrong. So it's that whole perception. You exude who you are. Be true to you. Be the best version of you. And, rock it.
I think we did pretty good. Are we going to do an off topic today?
Sure.
What's our off topic?
Off topic.
Off topic.
Producer, we need an off topic.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, the producer brought us a pearl.
producer brought me my earring, my big pearl. What do you guys think? Should I wear it now?
No.
It is pierced.
I don't care.
It's been pierced since I got married.
Not that big.
That-
That's too big even for me. I mean, Jesus, hanging off my ear. Look at it's bigger than the one.
It's the same size as the one you have.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I can't tell because my nails are the same color. Still, it's still big. So are you insane?
Apparently.
What the whole podcast, why we called it Are You Insane, is we wanted to let people know just because you think differently doesn't mean you're wrong, okay?
Yep.
Just because you think differently doesn't mean you're crazy. Yes, the world seems crazy, but it's okay. Control yourself, your perception, and how you react to the surroundings around you.
Right. Nicholas says something about skydiving for off topic.
Ooh, I want to skydive so bad. That's not all I
In
do.
Colorado, or you want to go to Arizona?
I'm going to go anywhere where I have to drop farther. New Mexico?
Florida?
I want to drive to it.
I don't know.
I don't want to get on an airplane.
Well, wait. You just said you want to jump out of an airplane. Why wouldn't you want to get on an
No, I
airplane?
don't want to fly with large groups of people over to Florida where I want to drive to the spot, go up on an airplane with 4 or 5 people and tandem jump out of an airplane.
Tandem? You don't want to do it on your own?
Not yet. I want to know how to pull everything first.
Well, I have to say I experienced that.
How?
At the Air Force Academy when I was there. I actually have my jump wings and stuff, and the first thing they teach you is to jump freestyle, or what do they call that? I can't remember what it's called. But you don't go tandem. You jump out on your own, and you don't have a static line behind you either. You just free fall. There's the word I was looking for.
The reason I don't want to do that is I have a girlfriend from Toastmasters several years ago. She did that. She jumped out the airplane, and she got so transfixed to how beautiful it was below her that she was watching the ground coming at her very rapidly.
Well, that's not good.
And she forgot to pull the cord.
Well, the chute should pull it for you.
It did, thank
Yes.
God. But that's why I don't want to do it, because I get easily sidetracked, and I can see me doing, oh, look at the pretty ground. Oh, look, I can see the trees. Oh, yeah, I don't want to do that. I need someone to make sure that thing gets pulled.
Yeah. Well, once you get out, the fear goes away once you actually jump out the door.
Well, I know. It's
comes
the whole getting on stage thing.
To your training
You're
thing.
afraid getting on stage until you're on stage and you're on.
You get afraid on stage?
I'm afraid right before I get on stage. You didn't know that?
No.
I believe if you're not afraid before you do something that you care about, you don't care.
That's probably pretty true. I would
Think about when you go on a date, that first date you went on, how nervous you were. Why? Because you cared. You didn't want to ruin it.
I can't think back that far.
Yeah, it's been a long time. But that's the thing. Before I go on stage, I don't want to disappoint the audience. And so I'm nervous because I want to make sure that it's right, that it's great, and that it's a wonderful experience for everybody there. And so I get nervous. And so I'm in the back jumping and singing. I've got a whole talk about how to get the butterflies to fly in alignment with you. So I can't go there. But
I just take a deep breath and say 3 words. And once I say 3 words, I'm good.
I usually go in my head and I sing, I'm every woman, it's all in me, and I can take the stage, and I'm not afraid no more. Yeah.
You know, in normal circumstances, I would tell people, don't quit your day job, but you might want to after that.
One day I'm going to be the front person for some R&B band or something. I don't know. Just for a night at least.
That would be fun.
Oh, I think it'd be awesome.
Who would you choose? Oh, wait a minute. We're going off another topic
We're off
again.
another topic.
Yes.
What time is it?
It is
37
12:37.
minutes,
It's
yeah.
about time.
It's about time.
I think we're.
I'm so glad we had this time together.
You can't use that. That's been used
Because
before.
Carol Burnett is awesome, yes. And I'd love to bring her show back so you'd all know how awesome she is on stage.
Lily Tomlin. I think Carol Burnett. I think Lily Tomlin.
Oh, yeah, because they're both really goofy and
They were
wonderful.
awesome.
Yeah.
They were awesome. Yeah. But I think that does it. So what do we got to do? We got to talk about our marketing.
Oh, well, we also want to say what we're going to talk about next. Oh, wait, we can't talk about. Oh, that's what I want to talk about.
We got a
next week.
special thing next week.
Next week.
For
we
all
have
you who stuck around, you're the only ones who know this.
Yes, we have a special guest next week. His name is Nathan Cook. Why do we have a special guest on this? Because, can you see that big point on my shoulder? I don't know if you can see it. There's a point right there. They're going to shave it off. They're going to take my whole shoulder off and sew my rotator cuff back together.
Oof.
So I'm going to be out of commission for a bit and having to stay away from Brian so that he does not contaminate me. I say that with a smile.
Oh, gosh.
So Nathan Cook is going to be brought in on this call as the co-host with Brian all the way from Oregon.
Yes.
And Nathan's my buddy. He's one of my coaches, and he's just an awesome friend of mine from the John Maxwell team. But he's freaking brilliant, and he's helped me through so many breakthroughs. But he's a goofball. So let's see how the two goofballs will do together.
Are you calling me a goofball?
Because I am so not a goofball.
I think we're done.
We're done. Okay. So if you have any ideas for any topics for next week for the two gentlemen who are going to be doing the show without moi,
Yes, I don't know if we can do it without a lady.
ask Nathan. He could probably pretend really well.
Oh, okay.
But Nathan's awesome. I can't wait for you all to meet him. He's just a really good friend of mine. And what else? Oh, I forgot.
Oh, we're closing out?
Remember, when you feel you're insane, put on your shades and own it. You control you. You control how you react to the circumstances around you. So be unapologetically you. And until next week. Well, until next month, maybe with me. Until next week.
Yep.
You'll see Brian.
Make sure you check out our YouTube page and our Facebook page and like us.
Yeah, please share and like. And
Yeah, all those fun things.
number 500 gets a cozy.
Do-do.
Not the cup, just the cozy. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
One.
Oh, one more button.